cheers to another coffee and skate. Probably still hot.
Delicious.
All right,
Yes,
Sam.
it's me.
So, I thought it would be interesting to have a chat with you because you're basically with Adapt since we started and even before. We started, I have no idea, 2011, I think?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And I remember seeing you at the local skate park, Skateland. And I remember skating with you in that nice mini they had.
Yeah.
And after that I talked to Olga and I said this kid is so like smooth and I think we should look into like putting him on the Adapt team, which at that point was basically non-existent.
Yeah.
Do you remember something of this? What do you remember from
The first thing I remember was you and Olga sitting in the canteen of Skateland, and I walked in, and you're like,
get over here,
come here, kid,
with a contract.
and then you asked me, you told me about this idea you had, Adapt, and you basically asked me, are you down for the journey?
Yeah.
And I said yes, of course. And then you took me in the back somewhere.
Yeah, that was at the mini ramp at the top. Yeah.
And you just showed me one of the first drawings, and you told me about the idea and the concept. And I was just, from that moment on, I was just fully on board for the journey.
That was, I think the drawings I showed you was the frame. Because not a lot of people know this, but the idea was we would first do a wheel, then we would do a frame, and then we would do a skate, and it went the other way. We first did a skate, then we did a frame, and then we did wheels.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I remember, I think I still have some drawings from you, where with green, you were really into green at that point.
Yeah.
And you
didn't like green at all.
Yeah, no. So I was like, oh, I think you came with an idea, like we could do this for I don't know, was something with a frame with inserts. We wanted to do like a frame with the inserts inside in aluminium. Which is funny because so many years later, you were the one that were pushing me to go with an aluminium frame.
Yes.
After like 10 years after, basically.
Yeah.
So, but how was I have some very cool things in this box.
Yes, that brought me some old memories.
Yes, but how was it for you to be part of Adapt for such a long time?
It's of course all the memories we made the past years were just incredible, and seeing something grow from basically nothing, just an idea with some sketchy drawings on paper.
Not just
beautiful drawings,
paintings.
A piece of art.
Yeah, exactly.
On paper, and see it grow and grow and grow, and be still especially in the beginning, being all secret about it. Keep it on the low with the socks over the skates.
That's a funny thing, actually. Everybody was copying. We were skating the socks because it was a prototype, and then people with Razor's Genesis would put over a nylon sock to be like, hey, I got that same Adapt swag. So I was like, me and Olga thought about we should bring that back and do like the nylon socks from Adapt so you can cover up your skates.
I remember also putting just some weird prints because you have them in all kinds of.
And you had the grey socks as well.
Grey socks, and I got the old man square. With the lines.
Okay.
Some fake Burberry lines too.
And that's now 10 years ago, more. Around 10 years, 11,
that
10 years.
Right at the start. I was like 15 or 16.
Yeah, that's crazy. When I see pictures of you when we started out, it's crazy because it always still feels like the same. I think the connection we had was always really good. So
Yeah.
and that was easy on tour when we did a lot of tours together. We slept in the same bed together. I will not
Yes.
go into much details.
Just leave it to the audience.
Just leave it as
To
where it
interpret
is. But yeah, we joined a lot of ventures together, and yeah, I think it's nice to have somebody on the team for when we started. Basically, our Rick is still part of Adapt, but in a different way.
Yeah.
Of course, he's not involved anymore with that much of the like brand, and but he's still part of in our head. He's still there, you know.
Yeah.
It's still when we see Crazy Reel, we would be like, oh, that's something Rick could do, you know. And we had Ben Harmanus, so basically there was 3 guys. So it was you, the young guy, Rick, the upcoming guy, and we had the legend Ben Harmanus, of course, which was amazing. And yeah, I also remember the first time he came by train. He came over to the Netherlands, and we went skiing. It was super cold, and we had to do these product pictures, and with Dominic Zwaarmakers, which was also part of the first things over there.
Yeah, it was really cool. Those sessions we filmed.
Yeah.
Felt like, for me, especially because I was still like, what was I, 16? I was still this young kid with
You were 14 then.
Yeah, 14.
Yeah.
So I was still this little kid going to a real session, filming with
the pro skaters,
big cameras and pro skaters.
Yeah.
I was like living the dream.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. That was a really cool experience, to get to know how it works.
Yeah.
And, like how it really works.
Yeah, and I think also what we still have with Adapt these days is that being on the team is it's more of a family vibe. So every person on the team, I see when we are okay in a relation, then it's fine to have them on the team, and otherwise it just doesn't work. You kind of need to know or grow with Adapt to understand what the brand is, and also how small it is, but we're not small, but we're, how do you say it, we make very unique and special products, and to be part of this company for so long is also for us really like an honor to have you that long. We did have you took an off
season. Year,
You wanted to spend your money that you gained with all the competitions, and I'm taking 1 year off. What happened there? What happened?
Just me being a typical teenager, stubborn,
rebellious to
everything.
Mom and dad.
Yes. It's not a phase, Mom. I'm out of here. So just me being young and rebellious, I guess, and not wanting to do what other people want me to do.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we did understand. I think you're the only guy that ever left Adapt and came back.
Yeah.
Because maybe people don't know, but me and Olga, we are very committed to the brand, of course. And when somebody leaves, or it always feels very like it breaks our heart, to be honest. Like everybody that has been on the team and they leave, it's for us, me and Olga, we talk about it for hours and years, even years after. Because we then feel like, oh, what happened, what went wrong? And there's been occasions where it was fine, everybody went their own path. And with you, I remember me and Olga, we fully understood. And I think the way you came to us and let us know was very, even if you were very young, was very professional. So I really thought of like that was the right way to do it, even if you were that young. I was impressed that you had the dignity to come to me, to my face, and tell me like, hey, maybe, this is, maybe I want to do something else. And I always had that in the back of my head. By the time I think then it came to that you actually wanted to buy our skates again.
Yeah.
And at that point, I remember this one point where we saw you skate on other skates, and still me and Olga, we had the same thing, like fuck, like why did he leave, you know? And I think maybe it was a mutual feeling that we were kind of like, we were still friends, but it was a bit awkward sometimes.
Yeah, it was a bit awkward because I don't know why exactly, but it just was. Yeah. And I remember Olga telling my girlfriend at the time, who skated too, like, oh yeah, Sem, he's a really cool guy. I think he might be the only one who can come back. Yeah. And then the girlfriend told me.
I told her this, right? I know. Yeah.
And then she told me about it, and I was like thinking about it. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, we are still friends, and we see each other every time when we skate, because Holland isn't that big. It's not that big. No. So true. Yeah. So that's why I eventually thought, maybe I should come back.
Yeah, and I really was happy, like you said, you wanted to, the Stealth just came out, the Julians, and at that point I was like, you said you wanted to buy them, I think we gave them at cost price, something like this. I don't remember. And then I told Olga, I don't think you didn't know about this, but I told Olga when I feel it's ready again, we took the money and we put it on the side. Yeah. And then at Summer Clash, I gave it back to you. And I said, do you remember it?
I don't know. I don't remember.
You just spent the money.
Bought a sweater.
I gave you the money back.
Really?
Yeah. You were sitting there. I gave you the money back, and I said, welcome back, something on the team. So, and you're one of only 3 people on the team that have the original plaque still. With your part of the team forever, basically, for life. So
it has a special spot.
Exactly.
You still have it, yeah.
But I want to go through some stuff. I have a box here with some crazy things. Maybe you remember it, maybe you don't remember it. Do you remember this one?
Yeah. I do remember this one, yeah.
So, okay, to the audience.
This thing, yeah. That was an idea.
This is the first skatable sample of Adapt.
I remember being in a random park.
Yeah. With the mini ramp, the aluminium.
The purple floor. And Rick skated them.
He won a contest on these. First contest on these, he won it. And you had to share. Remember, you had to share the skate to try it.
Thing, man. This Velcro on the inside of the lid to not make it turn. Yeah. It was something. It was innovative.
Yeah.
I remember Rick skating these for the first time at that sketchy ass park.
Yeah.
It was weird.
And you skated them as well. Yeah, it was different. Everything.
But that was still when you had the idea of making them perfectly symmetric on both sides, right?
Let's go.
After
once we're talking about it.
Huge. Yeah.
Which is still, I have to say, it was a crazy idea. That sole plate worked like butter, because the crazy thing was with Royales you could lean on the inside but steer with the inside because it was fully symmetrical. And that was but then
it's one of one maybe.
I have two.
This idea worked for like a week.
Then it was like, okay, we need to change it. It was too big. But yeah, I still have them. So yeah,
it's crazy. I don't think I even skated these.
No, I only and Rick skated them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he said the same. Like with the groove on the inside is crazy because you could actually. You know when you do Royales, you don't touch the groove on the inside of the sole plate. And with these you did, but you can like steer with it. So it's super crazy lock. Too bad that feet are not square. Yes, that would be amazing. Okay, so this is Blast from the Past. This is actually Ben Harmanus' skate. And you were there. This has been used, so it's the one, and it's the 001, still has the old tag on it, that limited series, basically, with the old brand logo. Yeah, and this has a prototype sole plate on it that only I think only Ben had those. Yeah, the machining was still like really difficult. This was when he did the top acid from in The Hague for the picture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's it, skate. And he took it to Barcelona to film.
They're really cool. Still, they're really cool.
Yeah, so when you look at it, how tiny it was, like sort of like very simple.
What size is these?
40, yeah. Still remember Ben his size.
Yeah. Some things you just don't forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was the change to the yellow.
Yeah, with the Kevlar. Yeah, first we had the carbon. That was the first sample. I think we did 4 samples with carbon, and then we wanted to have like a different look because it adapt. And actually Ben came up with this part here, because the first ones didn't have that part.
No.
And that line became like really associated with adapt.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember skating because I had a pair of these.
Yeah.
I think prototypes maybe.
Yeah. Well, that's a funny thing. You have had every aggressive. From the very first prototype, you had a pair of every aggressive.
I remember that.
Yeah. That we changed. That's the first one where we changed to the neoprene because it ripped the leather.
Yeah.
Because of it was all testing.
It's really. I remember skating just prototypes up till I think the Dominic Wagner skate was my first skate. That was like fully done, no new things to test out on it. It was just how it came in the box.
Well, actually, we have this one was for adapt a really big step. That was the first stealth, and this was a really big step. This was the first one when you bought the skate. Was this with orange details?
The orange details.
Yeah. And this,
I really like these.
Yeah, it's a Julian Barr stealth, so the first stealth basically.
Yeah.
And we tested out quite a lot of new things. There was a new production process of the shells. It was the first one with the 6 mount, but then the 6 mount was still drilled by hand. Yeah. Now it's like cut out CNC.
Still had the Velcro on the inside.
Yes, yeah. It had it for a long time.
Kept it going for a while.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But yeah, it has look at the small bolts on the bottom.
Oh.
It's the first.
It's amazing that they hold up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Might have gone through.
Yeah. But yeah, and then we came to the one that you were talking about. We have one in perfect condition.
Yes.
Which is the
steam.
Yeah.
Condition.
This is I think this has been the biggest change throughout the years, changing the natural leather or vegan leather to the Nubuck leather, which was also produced in Holland, which is important, of course, for Adapt one. And with the Dominic Wagner, it took off. I think we made the biggest step out of all skates.
It made an impression on the crowd too.
Yeah, exactly. When we showed it at Winter Clash, that was like, now it looked into, like, Adapt became its own. It was also the first symmetrics frame with aluminium plates, which looked amazing.
Yeah.
Problem was, it was still in its testing phase, the frame, so it was a good frame, but then we had a lot of issues that we worked out over the years. So that was a nice piece of...
It's really cool. I remember these wheels too, they were so good.
Yeah.
I really like these.
Yeah, quality. The only issue was sometimes with the hard turns. But that was this design was, nobody did this, and we were the first to do this again, because it came from hockey. And nobody was using those molds. I got hold of the molds again to make these wheels, and now everybody is doing the bullet shape. So it's funny that even before this we did the Chimera pointy ones. And then that's funny that not a lot of people know that, like, maybe if we hadn't dusted off those molds, nobody right now would be skating like bullet shaped wheels, you know. So that's pretty funny. What else do I have in the box? I have something that is very delicate and printed. This was first, we had this at Winter Clash. It was printed and it's printed in half because the printer at that time wasn't big enough. And we scaled it even, like it was a bit weird.
Was it still with the inserts or without?
No, the first idea was without, and then because we were testing the material, it had like the first material had a bit of flex inside, so that's when we came up with the idea of the aluminium inside.
I've never seen this too.
Yeah, it was on display at Winter Clash to show. Yeah. With it came out together with the Julian Bass stealth. Then we have, this is the very first, when we changed, I think it was a long time ago, before Powerslide did the Power Blade frames.
Yeah.
I had an idea of doing the 72 flat frame, and then we didn't release it because of I didn't want to compete to other brands. Because I was like, okay, so now another company is doing this, so I kind of put it into the idea box that we would never use, which happens a lot with the app, of course.
Yes.
Because I don't like when it's not exclusive, or when it's not like if I have an idea and we're working on it and then somebody comes out with it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Never mind.
Yeah, never mind. That's I think the same with this one.
Big set of frames.
When we were doing still anti-rockers.
Oh yeah. What is
green? Green for you.
No, this is not the green I was talking about.
No. But yeah, it's the same thing. Like we did anti-rockers, and then we had the idea like flat skating looks so much better with the deck. So yeah, which is crazy. You developed also from skating.
Yeah,
you followed. You followed.
Yeah.
Basically every step first with
because
the big
of
wheels.
the frames.
Yeah.
Because you told me, you have to skate these flat. Just try it.
Yeah.
And I was totally converted after one session on them.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, and the same with Rick. It was really difficult, but we had this.
It's right at the start too, because I was like, I've been skating flat since I was basically on adapts.
Yeah. So before you had like the anti-rocker or free skate.
Not too long ago, I tried skating anti-rocker, and it felt like I had this big
on the rails. Yeah.
I tried to turn like to the right, and my feet just went straight. I almost fell.
Knees just go the other way, like.
Yeah, dislocated both my knees.
Yeah, it's crazy how it evolved, and now every company is doing again like a flat frame, and which is fine, but it was all about the dimensions, when we were testing, like not making like a huge whale groove, and we wanted to keep it.
I do remember skating the Gothic flat too, and then all these companies were trying to innovate the flat skating, and it basically made it worse. And I remember you telling me, remember those old school frames that like no groove, it just worked. Yeah, it worked.
Like I grew up skating flat because there were no anti-rockers or there were no grind wheels on the market. So basically, I had 72 millimeter, and I was skating on rec skates or whatever at the time, and I was doing grinds with it. So it basically, that made me realize like the groove needs to be calculated more. And back in the day, there was way more money and budget actually in rollerblading. So the people behind it sometimes were actually engineers that had a bit more knowledge. This actually, because you've been like a big. I haven't know why I have still this Superman.
Yes.
You had one set up at one point. Was it with blue frames or was it?
It was the.
It was a McDonald's.
Red soulplates. Red soulplates. Blue frames.
Blue frames.
With orange wheels for the
Kryptonics.
Kryptonics. Yeah. I had them for a while on there, and it was so horrible that it was beautiful.
Every time I would see it, I would cry a bit, and my heart would like shrink a bit, but it was because of love.
Yeah, love and pain.
It was a bit, it was out there, and we did get direct sales because of it. Some people were like, I want to be like Sem.
There's some weird people out there.
But yeah, so we stopped.
I still love the red parts.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, we stopped doing the colors because of it's like an added pigment, so it's basically less fast or.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, we did the gray that was very popular. We did some other colors that were very limited, so the people that have.
Yeah, I remember the blue frames were only 5.
5, yeah, 5 sets. Yeah,
Yeah.
I still have one. Yeah.
Did I win them at the high air contest?
Oh yeah, I think I gave some away, or did you?
Yeah, because you didn't want to wouldn't give me a pair.
Oh yeah.
Not earn them.
So you won them.
I won them at that high.
That's how it works with the desk. You need to win stuff.
Because there were only 5. We're like,
yeah.
I cannot just give a pair away.
Yeah. And this brings me to actually maybe the last point, which is the first prototype CNC machined aluminium frame. Tell me,
Yes,
why did you bother me with?
It took me about a year.
Yeah.
Before I
or
made
longer.
you do it. Maybe even longer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kept on telling and not bragging.
You were doing
pushing it.
fees competitions.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of competitions,
Yeah.
and I remember just in general skating a pair of somebody else, aluminum frame, just to test it out.
Yeah, and I think you also saw the difference at some.
Because it's with pushing and
exactly
jumping, it's just much more direct. And
which
stable.
we knew because with the free skate division, all our frames are made out of aluminum basically.
Yeah, and I remember asking you, and the first thing you said was back to the other things.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't want to compete with other companies out there.
And that was my main. I said if I want to do it, it has to be better than the competition. That was it. Like the goal was, if we do it, then it needs to be. It has to make sense.
Yeah.
Like I didn't get the idea of grinding on aluminium. It always bothered me in skateboarding as well that they would damage the walls or the street spots, and I didn't get the idea of like, why would you not grind on something that is superior for grinding, which is the plastic. So that's when we came up with the slider idea. Well, it's not my idea, but we kind of, I also didn't want to go away from this design. So basically all the dimensions are exactly a copy. And we came up with the slider idea, so it looked, if you have a black one, it looks like a plastic frame basically, but it has the advantage of being
I remember you telling me that you were gonna do aluminum core frame, and I was like the happiest.
And you still skate it now, so.
I did not skate competitions in park anymore with it. But still.
Peter, I need a frame for competitions. I make it, you stop doing competitions. It's like that's the story of my life.
Just a tiny bit too late.
But anyway, I think it's been a blast, and in the future I think we'll probably have another coffee soon, and we'll have another chat on, because there's a decade of stories we can talk about.
So many stories.
So we touched on a few at this point, but it's. I have to say it's been a pleasure to have you on Adapt, and I think for years to come we will always be like connected in a way, and maybe with some future developments and stuff. So
it's been an honor to be on Adapt for so long. It's quite the journey. It's still not over.
It's not over yet.
Not over yet.
No, and I think we should refill our coffee because it's a bit getting low. So let's get another coffee.
Let's get another coffee.
Cool.